If you are over 50 and you use extra virgin olive oil in your kitchen, you are probably doing exactly what I used to do. You pour it into a hot pan, wait for it to shimmer, and cook your eggs or vegetables in it, believing you are doing something wonderful for your heart. But you are not. In fact, if that pan is hot enough, you are destroying the exact compound that makes olive oil a medicine. You are literally watching the cure evaporate before your food even hits the pan. Extra virgin olive oil is not just a cooking fat, it is a delivery system for some of the most powerful cardiovascular and anti-cancer compounds ever studied. And one compound in particular, oleocanthal, is so sensitive, so chemically fragile, that how you handle it determines whether it will heal your arteries or simply add calories to your meal. This is the mistake almost everyone makes. They buy the right ingredient and then they destroy it through process. Today I am going to explain exactly what oleocanthal is, how it behaves inside your body, and the 3 rules you must follow if you want to extract its medical benefits. I am also going to share a piece of research that the pharmaceutical industry would prefer you did not read about the part of the olive tree that is even more powerful than the oil itself. Before we begin, do me a favor. Tell me in the comments right now, do you cook with olive oil over high heat? Be honest. I read every comment, and your answers help me understand what to cover in future videos. Let us start with the molecule that changes everything, oleocanthal. When you taste a high-quality extra virgin olive oil, you might notice a peppery, slightly burning sensation at the back of your throat. Sometimes it is strong enough to make you cough. Most people think this means the oil is acidic or perhaps gone bad. Actually, that burn is the physical sensation of oleocanthal interacting with receptors in your throat. And that burn is the sensation of medicine. In 2005, researchers at the Monell Chemical Senses Center in Philadelphia made a startling discovery. They found that oleocanthal acts as a natural, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agent. It inhibits the exact same inflammatory enzymes, QX1 and QX2, that over-the-counter pain medications like ibuprofen target, but it does so without the gastrointestinal side effects. Chronic low-grade inflammation is the root cause of nearly every disease associated with aging. It drives plaque formation in your arteries. It creates the environment for insulin resistance. It acts as fertilizer for mutated cells. Oleocanthal turns off the biological switches that create that inflammation. But here is the catch. Oleocanthal is highly unstable under heat. When you pour extra virgin olive oil into a skillet and turn the burner to medium high, the temperature of the oil quickly exceeds 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The moment you see the oil begin to smoke, the oleocanthal degrades rapidly. The anti-inflammatory properties vanish. The antioxidant polyphenols break down. What remains is a perfectly fine fat for cooking, but the medicine is gone. You paid a premium for extra virgin olive oil, and in 3 minutes, you turned it into something entirely ordinary. This brings us to the first rule of olive oil. Rule number 1, never heat premium extra virgin olive oil. It should be used exclusively as a finishing oil. Cook your vegetables in water, steam them, or bake them using a high heat stable fat like avocado oil or ghee. Then, right before you eat, pour a heavy tablespoon of raw, cold, extra virgin olive oil over the food. The warmth of the food will release the aromatics, but it will not destroy the oleocanthal. This is how they eat it in the Mediterranean. They do not fry in it. They bathe their food in it after it is cooked. Rule number 2, look for the harvest date, not the expiration date. Olive oil is essentially fruit juice. Like any fruit juice, it degrades over time. Oxygen and light are its natural enemies. If you are buying oil in a clear plastic bottle that has been sitting under fluorescent supermarket lights for 6 months, the polyphenols have already oxidized. You are buying rancid fat. You must buy extra virgin olive oil in dark glass bottles or opaque tins. And you must look for a specific piece of information on the label, the harvest date. The oil should be consumed within 12 to 18 months of harvest. If a bottle only has an expiration date but no harvest date, leave it on the shelf. The producer is hiding the age of the oil. Rule number 3, the single cultivar rule. Avoid any bottle that says packed in Italy but lists a blend of olives from Spain, Greece, and Tunisia on the back. These are massive industrial blends. The olives are picked, shipped across oceans, and mixed in large vats. By the time they are pressed, the oxidation process is well underway. Look for a single country of origin and ideally a single estate or cultivar like Picual or Coratina. These varieties naturally contain the highest levels of polyphenols and oleocanthal. If you follow these 3 rules, you will transform your olive oil from a cooking ingredient into a daily cardiovascular intervention. But there is a piece of this puzzle that most people are completely unaware of. The olive oil is powerful, but the true medicinal concentration of the olive tree is not found in the fruit, it is found in the leaf. Historically, Mediterranean cultures did not just press the olives, they harvested the leaves, crushed them, and brewed them into bitter teas to treat fevers and cardiovascular conditions. Modern science has now analyzed the olive leaf and discovered why. The primary active compound in the olive leaf is called oleuropein, and the concentration of oleuropein in the leaf is exponentially higher than what is found in the oil itself. A double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled clinical trial published in the journal Phytomedicine investigated the effects of olive leaf extract on adults with stage 1 hypertension. The results were remarkable. The olive leaf extract was just as effective at lowering blood pressure as a common pharmaceutical drug, captopril, but without the side effects. Oleuropein acts as a natural vasodilator. It relaxes the smooth muscle tissue lining your blood vessels, allowing them to widen. This reduces the pressure required to pump blood through your system, but it does more than just lower pressure. Oleuropein prevents the oxidation of LDL cholesterol. This is a critical distinction. LDL cholesterol itself is not the immediate problem. The problem occurs when LDL cholesterol becomes oxidized by free radicals, turning into a sticky, inflammatory particle that embeds itself in your arterial walls, forming plaque. Oleuropein acts like a shield, preventing the oxidation process before it begins. I had a patient named Robert, 64 years old, retired engineer. His blood pressure had been creeping up steadily for a decade. He was highly resistant to starting medication and asked if there was anything he could do first. I told Robert to stop cooking with his extra virgin olive oil and start pouring it raw over his salads and vegetables. I had him add garlic, which contains allicin, another powerful vasodilator. But I knew that dietary changes alone might not be enough to move the needle on his blood pressure quickly. He needed the concentrated power of the olive leaf. The challenge is that you cannot simply eat olive leaves, and the teas are intensely bitter. The most effective way to utilize oleuropein is through a standardized extract. Robert began taking a specific extract combining olive leaf, garlic, and hawthorn. When he returned 60 days later, his numbers had dropped into the normal range. His physician canceled the prescription he was about to write. Here's the most important takeaway from today. You cannot rely on a single ingredient to fix a systemic problem. The Mediterranean diet works because it is an ecosystem of protective compounds. The oleocanthal in the oil reduces the inflammation. The oleuropein from the leaf relaxes the blood vessels. The allicin from the garlic supports the endothelium. They work together. Researchers have formulated a cardiovascular support complex that mirrors this exact Mediterranean synergy. It is called CardioShield. It combines a potent, standardized dose of olive leaf extract with garlic, hawthorn, and hibiscus. It is designed specifically to support healthy blood pressure and endothelial function by attacking the root cause of arterial stiffness. I have reviewed the clinical framework behind the ingredients in this formula, and it aligns perfectly with the research on oleuropein and vasodilation. I have placed a link to their presentation in the first link of the pinned comment below. If you are over 50 and concerned about your blood pressure, I strongly recommend you watch it. I have also included the link to my complete 21-day anti-inflammation blueprint. This guide shows you exactly how to implement the raw olive oil protocols, along with the other dietary changes necessary to turn off the inflammatory switches in your body. That is the second link in the pinned comment. And finally, for those struggling with sleep and cognitive function, you will find the link to the 7-minute gamma brainwave audio protocol designed to stimulate the glymphatic system and support neural repair while you sleep. That is the third link. The olive tree is one of the most resilient plants on Earth. Some trees in the Mediterranean are over 2,000 years old. They survive droughts, diseases, and extreme temperatures. They produce compounds that protect them from the environment. And when we consume those compounds correctly, they protect us too. Stop cooking your medicine. Start using it the way it was designed to be used. If this video changed the way you look at the bottle of oil in your kitchen, hit the subscribe button right now. Share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Tell me in the comments, are you going to change the way you use olive oil starting today? Your health is not a mystery. It is a biological response to the environment you create. Let us create a better one.